Bro, today's market is not opening normally. What happened in the last trading session wasn't just a fall. It looked like the market was quietly giving a warning. And overnight, global cues added even more pressure to that warning. If Nifty repeats the same pattern today, traders might witness a move they are absolutely not prepared for. So listen carefully, because the first 30 minutes of today's session can decide the entire trend. The global environment is mixed, but with a negative undertone that directly affects Indian sentiment. The Dow Jones futures are flat, showing no clear buying interest, while the S&P 500 Nasdaq futures are marginally positive, which indicates that the US market is stable but not strong enough to lift Asian sentiment. The European markets also closed weak in the previous session, with indices like FTSE 100 declining 0.23% and CAC under mild pressure, which signals that global investors are turning cautious after the spike in volatility. The US VIX jumped sharply to 16.66, up more than 8%, and this rise is usually the first sign that global markets may become jittery. Meanwhile, Asian markets this morning are leaning negative, and this adds to the pressure for our opening. In commodities, prices are showing mixed signals. Gold is rising mildly by 0.19%, which usually indicates a slight risk-off mood among global investors. Silver is also up by 0.39%, but industrial metals like copper are slightly weaker by 0.17%, which hints that global growth confidence isn't very strong. Crude oil is almost flat, down 0.20%, while Brent oil is slipping by 0.13%, and natural gas is down 1.28%, which collectively signals that energy markets are not pointing towards strong demand. This combination usually impacts all related stocks, metals, and global-facing sectors today. In currency markets, the USD INR is at 90.103, almost unchanged, but the stability is deceptive. A rising US dollar index at 99.019 is a warning because it can put pressure on emerging market equities, including India, especially if FII flows continue to stay weak. The yen and Swiss franc are also weakening, which shows the global preference for USD at the moment. FIIs remained net sellers with an outflow of 655 crore rupees, which is not ideal when markets are at such sensitive levels. On the other hand, DIIs came in strong with 2,542 crore rupees of net buying, which once again saved the market from deeper damage. This clash between FIIs and DIIs will influence market behavior today as well. If FIIs continue selling at the open, Nifty may struggle to regain momentum. SGX Nifty is trading at 25,956, down 85 points, and that's a clear indication that the Indian market may see a soft to negative opening. The range is also narrow, with SGX Nifty touching a high of 26,097 and a low of 25,926, which tells us that traders are hesitating to take fresh positions ahead of today's opening. Nifty closed the previous session at 25,960, down 0.86%, and Bank Nifty fell nearly 0.90%, so the market already enters the day with a weak sentiment. The opening today may be mildly negative, and the first 30 minutes will be crucial to see whether the market absorbs global negativity or extends the fall. If FIs dump at the open, volatility may spike because the India VIX closed at 10.32 earlier, but global VIX at 16.66 tells us volatility is returning. Here are the major triggers affecting today's trade. Indigo correction impact. Indigo corrected sharply yesterday, and aviation sentiment remains fragile because jet fuel prices have not cooled significantly. Keep an eye on further reaction. Banking stocks under pressure, because global yields are not stabilizing and yesterday's Bank Nifty decline was heavy. Banking names may again open weak. Stocks like SBI, Kotak Bank, Axis Bank should be monitored closely. IT stocks may remain stable. Nasdaq futures are mildly positive, and this can give some cushion to IT in early trade, especially stocks like Infosys, TCS, Wipro. Metal stocks may stay muted. Copper is slightly down, signaling soft global demand. This may keep stocks like Tata Steel and Hindalco subdued. Bro, today's market is all about patience. The opening may look fearful, but what matters is whether Nifty can defend key levels after 9:45 a.m. Stay calm, stay disciplined, and watch how the first half an hour unfolds, because that will reveal what the market truly wants to do.